How's it going, Jack Tackers, and welcome back to another video for you guys. Today I'm going to be talking about Star Wars The Acolyte, which is one of the many new Star Wars shows heading to Disney+. I want to go over who I think can make an appearance in this series. But first, I want to remind you guys to ask me questions for my 1K subscriber special. I'll make sure to say something about it in the pinned comment below too. Anyways, it's been announced that this show will take place 50 years before the events of The Phantom Menace. This means there's definitely a possibility of seeing some familiar faces, or interestingly enough, characters we've heard about, but have yet to see in live action. So I guess this is the perfect segue to talk about Darth Plagueis. In Revenge of the Sith, Sidious tells Anakin about the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise. We all know Plagueis ends up dying by the hands of Palpatine, of course, but that only occurs around the events of Episode 1, actually. So 50 years before that, makes sense for Plagueis to show up, as during this time, he would roughly be in his 60s. But this brings up another question. Will Palpatine actually be in this show? Well, probably not. Depending on what canon you want to believe in, Palpatine was around 50 years old during the events of The Phantom Menace, therefore he'd be only a toddler in this series, or might not even have been born yet. Yeah, it just doesn't really make sense. Anyways, who else has a chance of showing up in this series? Well, probably a younger version of Yoda. He'd still be pretty old though, roughly around 800 years old. So at this point, he would still have been a Jedi for 700 years, which, that's pretty crazy to think about. Another character that could potentially show up is a very young version of Qui-Gon Jinn, being trained by another character we know, Dooku. I think this would be super cool to see. Qui-Gon would only be about 10 though, so I'm not entirely sure if it'd work effectively or even match up with the timeline, because I believe Qui-Gon was 12 when he became Padawan of Dooku. So, unfortunately, it may be a tad too early. However, we could still see Dooku become a Jedi, and maybe if the series lasts long enough, we could see him start to train Qui-Gon then. Anyways, those are really all the characters I could see showing up in the series. Who do you think we will see, though? Let me know down in the comments. I want to hear your thoughts. If you guys liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Boop.